Dianne Feinstein joins me now. She, of course, is also a member of the Senate Intel Committee and the former chair of the committee, and she's a part of the Judiciary Committee, which actually also came up a lot today. Senator, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Chuck.
All right, I'm going to begin with you where I ended with Senator Collins. After all of this today, what's unanswered from Director Comey? Did he leave anything unanswered that you feel like still needs some attention?
Well, I think what was unanswered was who can possibly replace him. He has the strength. I've got to take this out.
That's fine. Go ahead. We know
he
it's echoey in here.
Yeah, he has the strength. He has the ability. I think he's been a very good FBI director. Obviously, we had a difference over the
You weren't happy with him with how he handled the Clinton email.
That's right, yeah. And I told him so. But as I listened to him today and I saw his credibility and I saw what he went through, I thought, what a tragedy that this has happened.
I want to ask another. Are you left with the impression, because there's some confusion here, is the president currently under investigation for obstruction of justice by the special counsel? Director Comey seemed to imply it. One of your colleagues, Senator Graham, said there's no way Comey would be testifying if that special counsel Robert Mueller would even let him testify if that was the case.
Well, I can't answer the question because I don't know. When Bob Mueller begins to take over the investigation, I think those decisions will be made. I don't think any decision's been made.
I feel like today was a bad day for the Justice Department. It was a bad day whether you were Loretta Lynch, the Obama Justice Department, or the Trump Justice Department with Attorney General Sessions. If I'm the average citizen watching today, I had the former director of the FBI essentially tell me Obama's Justice Department got politicized, Trump's Justice Department's been politicized. And that tells me the Justice Department's politicized. Bipartisan way over the last year. How do you recover from this?
I don't think the Justice Department is politicized.
Okay, but the perception is that it is. Director Comey seemed to imply it. He implied it with Loretta Lynch, that he was concerned. He implied it with Jeff Sessions.
Well, if that's what you mean by politicized.
That's what I mean, in the implication of it is.
The Justice Department has to be independent from the White House. There's no question about that. They're independent. They follow the law independently, and that's the way it should be. And I think with Director Comey, as he was testifying, what I saw was the inordinate loss this was. This is a man that's only been director for, I guess, slightly less than 4 years. And it's not true that the department's in a mess. It's not true that he's a bad manager. He's a good manager, and his people respect him, and they work for him. And so this, I think, is very hard on the department. I thought he did a very fine job today without a note. He spoke from the heart. He spoke what he believed was the truth. And I don't think you can ask for anything more from a witness.
Is it necessary, considering we now have a he said with the president's lawyer and Mr. Comey at this point about which quotes are accurate, that the president's lawyer is embracing, and some quotes that Director Comey attributed to the president that they are denying? Is it time for Congress to issue a subpoena to the White House that says, if they're tapes, send them over?
I was thinking that as you asked the question. Yes.
Will you issue, do you think you can issue a blanket subpoena that would do that?
I don't know. I will find out.
Is that something you work with the Judiciary Committee? Is this something on Intel? Whose jurisdiction should worry about this?
Well, the hearing's being done by Intel now, so I'd like to talk with the chairman and the ranking member, and I will do that. There may be some activity in the Judiciary Committee on this, and so that may be appropriate. So I need a couple of days to find out. I need a little bit of time for the questions and answers to sink in. But I think, for me, it's pretty clear that there was an attempt by the president to manipulate the director of the FBI. And to lift that cloud, which is the Russian investigation. The Russian investigation is going to go on, and it's not going to stop. And the president should have known that. And the president should have known.
You think it's a fair explanation that he's just doesn't understand the ways with which Washington does business. Is that a good excuse?
Well, this isn't the ways Washington does business as much as you kick out the FBI director's boss from a meeting, the Attorney General, and you meet with him alone and you ask him some things you shouldn't ask him. And I think we all know what we can ask and what we can't ask. That he's entitled to function independently. And once that independence is in question, it's highly problematic.
Can you confirm any FBI director that the president nominates, considering what you heard today?
Well, I'll tell you what, if this new nominee is not going to show a semblance of independence from the Oval Office, I won't vote for him, because we're not going to have a situation whereby the president controls the Justice Department.
Senator Dianne Feinstein, I got to leave it there. It's busy. Good to see you.
Good
Thanks
to
for coming
see you,
on. I know it was a long day.
Thank you.
We're breaking down the key points of Comey's